I think the war made you very, very strong. You knew you had to fight your corner to get out of it. I was 17 in 1939. I was an assistant in shops. I lost my mother when I was 8 years of age, and my aunt, my mother's sister, brought us up. And I wanted to stay on at school because I was quite clever, but Aunt had needed me to go out and work. I just remember getting the letter and thinking, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? I got three choices: a land army, or a welding, or electrician. The land army is out in the land and working with animals, and I'm an animal lover, and it just didn't appeal to me at all. And welding, I could never have done welding because it was the big mask in your face. I could never have done that. So it was the only choice I could do, it was the electrician. This other girl and I, we took to it with no bother. We even took, whatever we were shown, we were able to pick it up very quickly. Well, I do remember that I was quite excited about it, and we were going into the unknown. You didn't know where you were going, and you never knew anything about that kind of work. You had to have your boiler suit on all the time. Your boiler suit was on all the time. But we used to put our collar out, a white collar or something around it, and make yourself look a wee bit attractive. And it was navy blue, you were all navy blue from the bottom right up. It wasn't nice for a young girl when you want to be fashionable. They gave us the boiler suit and they gave us the toolbox. It was the pliers and all types of screwdrivers, various things that you need for being an electrician. Well, you felt quite important. It was you're walking about with your little doctor. It was very difficult actually to be working in a shipyard, opposed to being in a shop and working with men. We found it very, very hard at the beginning, and the men weren't all that nice to us. Some of them were very, very good, but you get other ones who wasn't pleasant to us. You just had to be strong. I was blonde then, and I started to dart my hair because every time I went down a ladder, it was all whistling and whistling and whistling. It went on for quite a long while, and then it eventually stopped. And you mostly ignored them. At the beginning you used to tell them off, but it didn't work. So you just walked through them. The other thing, there was an awful lot of swearing. It was very difficult listening to it, and you would get into a cabin and it was absolutely blue. And as a wee girl, I'd never heard it. I mean, I had two brothers and I never heard them swearing in the house. They probably swore outside, but not in the house. But it was a difficult time for a very young girl. And at 18 then, you were just a child. It made you feel very uncomfortable, very, very uncomfortable. And you just felt the men were sort of ganging up on you and making you feel uncomfortable. Well, you got up very early in the morning and you got to work, and you had a mate. You worked with a man who was an electrician, and he was your mate, and you were with him all the time. And you would go to the boss and he would tell us what we had to do that day. It was pretty simple. I found it very easy actually. It was just the climbing up and down the ladders I didn't like. The wee small narrow ladders, and you had to go way down. It was very difficult climbing the ladders. Well, we all had our own toolbox. You had to guard it with your life because there was a lot of tools in it, and you were responsible for them, and you had to carry it about. That was another thing, you had to carry this box and go down the ladders as well. It wasn't very easy, and I don't like heights. You look down and you see way down to the bottom of the ship. It wasn't very easy. 5 decks, round about 5, maybe 5 decks, I think, or 4. I really can't remember, but it was quite a big down. It wasn't a nice feeling being all enclosed and not to see a bit of daylight or anything like that. But you got used to it. You had to. There was no option. And just let them think that you could do just as well as them, which we could do. And the job that we did do, we were told that we did it very, very well. One of the chaps said that we'd made a better job than some of the men, because I think women are more, you're more practical and you're wanting things to be nice and neat. I think we really tried our best to make it really, really good. We used to read about it. We would always, when you saw it in the paper, anything about it, you would always, I helped to build that ship. But the thing we did enjoy was when the crew came on to collect the ship when it was going away, and they complimented us on the good job that we had done, which I thought that was nice. All the officers all round about all the boxes that we'd done and all the wires that we'd done. And we were very, very pleased with that. It gave us a bit of a lift. You felt your work was appreciated. You felt your life was getting taken away from you. I mean, we lost 6 years of our life during the war. 6 years there were a lot of things you couldn't do. And by the time you got home at night, you couldn't go anywhere a lot of the times, unless you get a day off. Sometimes we got a Saturday off, but we very seldom got a Sunday off. But it was mostly 7 days. We got an odd one, it was 6 days. It's the best years of your life, so they say. We missed them. Well, you had to cope. There was nothing else for it. You just had to cope. But we found it very difficult, because you're starting to earn money and you're going out to enjoy yourself, going to the pictures or going to the dancing or going to the theatre. That all stopped. You just didn't have time for anything. Well, at the end of the war, we got a letter to say that our services would be no longer required. And that was it. We just got our wages and out. No letter of thanks, no nothing, no money, no extra money, no nothing. And that was us out in the big world to start looking. Although, saying that, there were plenty of jobs. Jobs were plentiful then. You could walk out one job and into another. But it was very unfair the way they treated us at the end of the war. Never gave us any money at all. Nothing. For giving up 6 years of your life. Although, as I say, we were well paid for what we did, but we should still got something at the end of the day, shouldn't we? Well, I think we should have. Nowadays, women are going in for it now, but in these days it was a man's world. You would never ever get a job being an electrician in these days. Never, never. I was just always dying for the war to get over and get back to being in a shop, because I loved shop work. I was dying to get back to my shop, which I duly did. It was a big thing, really, working in ships, no doubt about it. But everybody had hard jobs during the war, especially women. Women were in all industries and they were all hard work, most of them. I think it made you stronger. You had to be stronger. I mean, when I started work at first there, you were just a child. You were actually a child. You were very, very young. I think the war made you very, very strong. You knew you had to fight your corner to get out of it. Pioneers, I would say that. because I don't think women were in a shipyard before. I mean, the very fact there was women who worked around the shipyard in booths and things like that, but there was no girls on the ships except us, 5 of us, amongst 1,200 men. What an opportunity.